All right, Mexicans protesting higher gas prices in that country and likely to get still higher, but the same might apply to how they feel about Donald Trump these days, because they're arguing right now that he is threatening Mexican jobs. A headline in Mexican newspaper saying that Donald Trump is leaving Mexico without 3,600 jobs. Now he is warning that he is going to do the same to Toyota, protesting the fact that Toyota wants to move a lot of those jobs south of the border in Mexico. That could be in danger. Let's ask the member of Donald Trump's economic transition team, the guy who's kind of overseeing a lot of that stuff, the former mayor of Cincinnati as well, Ken Blackwell. Mayor, good to have you.
Hey, Neil, good to be with you, sir.
Happy New Year. Not so happy, I guess, for any automaker, any U.S. manufacturer. And I would throw Toyota in that mix, since it does manufacture a lot of cars already in the United States, that dare entertains going elsewhere. What do you make of this?
Well, first, jawboning is an acceptable practice, and Donald Trump is really, really good at it. The second thing is that he has a very interesting toolbox. He has carrots and he has sticks. The carrots being his promise to drive down the corporate tax rate, to deal with regulations, and to create an environment where investment in this country makes sense for auto dealers and others. The stick is something you would hope that he would never have to act on, but the fact that he is such a transactional person, he's not driven by pure ideology, that, you know, the threat of using the stick becomes very, very real.
But is that intimidating too, Ken? Can it go the other way?
Well, it can go the other way, particularly if you never show your hand in terms of using the carrots. And I think that he is very interested in attracting capital investment back to the country by doing those things that we know will create an environment for that investment to come off of the fence, some $2 trillion plus, and back into this economy. I think that he's going to use that combination, jawboning and the threat, but more importantly, he's going to use the carrots and the incentives to get the capital flow back here, to get jobs produced here. And I'm sure that while he would like to be liked by the Mexicans, he is more interested in raising the incomes of working families in this country, and actually raising the labor participation rate in this country.
But, you know, I've heard from a lot of his critics on this, kind of on Fox Business, who were telling me, boy, if he had been held to the same standards he's forcing on U.S. manufacturers, then all of those Trump shirts and ties and hosts of other goods that were made abroad at cheaper goods, he'd be jawboning himself.
That's the brilliance of being transactional. I probably would be twisted in knots because it would be a contradiction from my strong ideology in terms of free markets. But, you know, here's a leader that basically understands what he wants to do. He wants to put Americans back to work again. He wants to attract capital.
You know what they're saying is he's saying, do as I say, not as I did.
Well, I know that's you know, at the end of the day, what's new about that in terms of politics? Yeah. I think the reality is that if the incentives are there, if in fact he does what he's going to do with cutting the corporate tax rate, getting regulations under control, we then have a recipe for not ever having to pull the trigger. Right. But he is just transactional enough to in fact give some real meaning to that threat. God bless him.
Ken Blackwell, great catching up with you. Appreciate it.
Always good to be with you, Neil.
All right.
Happy New Year.